Hello and welcome everybody to the extended bit of the Gimmighoul coin bag. So, the event ended yesterday, let's just cut to the chase, while we're actually at the Drum and Bass Festival, which we'll talk about in a moment, but we've got one more shot at the coin bag, trying to get ourselves the regular shiny Gimmighoul. But we're kicking things off today with a shiny Meowth of 251 CP in the weather boost, which is really rather nice. Let's get that caught, shall we? Just going to be a quick little grind today to get the coin bag done and dusted, and the Daily Adventure Incense, because we're in between events at the moment, and this is going to be a actually not horrendous 91%. Plan of action for today is basically just to get the things done and dusted, because tomorrow the Hisui Celebration event begins, which is the start of the Ultra Unlock series, and it brings in Quad Catch Dust and XP and some shiny boosted Hisuian Pokemon, which are really rather nice, as well as Hisuian Zorua. Finally, one fan favorite, I would say, from the Legends Arceus game. So let's drop that coin bag down. It is still 30 minutes and there's no 9th anniversary. So there's no 9th anniversary backgrounds or anything like that. It's just regular Gimmighoul that can be shiny. But unfortunately, by the time you see this video, Gimmighoul shiny is going to be locked like Meltan and Smeargle. It's going to be one of those shinies that's only available during specific events, which I think is a shame. It might incentivize a few more people to use the coin bag. We managed to actually pick up a shiny Gimmighoul on the Friday evening while just going out and about to do the coin bag on the side, really, and it turned out to be one that could be evolved. It was an evolvable shiny, absolutely horrendous stats as you can see, but could be good potential for a lucky trade. I'm also tempted to do some Dynamax battles dotted around, because I think it's Max Monday Ghastly, which doesn't really float my boat today. There's the Gimmighoul. Ooh, that's a freaking insect to the face, and a non-shiny Gimmighoul. What is it with insects? I had exactly the same thing at the Drum and Bass Festival, honestly. We did catch a couple of shiny Eevee while at the Drum and Bass Festival. You can see that here on screen, but quick shout out, I don't know who on earth it was, but they randomly challenged me to a PvP battle while we were watching. Who was it? I think it was Charlie T. We were watching. Quartz the Fur, shout out, randomly added me in the crowd and did a PvP battle. I won, of course. Did get a few shiny Eevee. We're going to be editing that video and putting it up on the Patreon. So join the Patreon if you fancy having a look at the Drum and Bass Festival. Worried about Henry. We should have another Gimmighoul coming through. There it is. It is not a shiny. Halfway done on today's little coin bag. No particular joy, apart from a 93% level 1. The reason the shiny may not come through today is because as we were on the Elizabeth line leaving Customs House at like 10:30 at night from the gig yesterday, we pulled in the second shiny, which can evolve, of course, to Goldengo, because the event had finished at 8. So we've got 2 extra Gimmighoul that can evolve, which is frankly awesome. And this 591 is actually going to be the final spawn of the coin bag. In fact, you can see the coin bag is ended because the circle's gone to red. No shiny on today's final little run. Let's see if we had anything somewhat better, because I was just quick catching the vast majority of them. Pretty dreadful for most of them, until we get to that level 193. Doesn't matter that it didn't shine today, but it is important to remember that shiny Gimmighoul is officially turned off now until they decide to reactivate it for another event, which I think is really annoying personally. I know I said that earlier. Before we drop the Daily Adventure Incense, let's claim a research breakthrough on the channel for the first time in probably years, because these things used to be good 5 years ago and more. Now they give you Pokemon that you can find in regular field research tasks or in the wild or anything like that. Unless the Aerodactyls are shunned though, that's going in the bin. It's a real shame. I think research breakthroughs should be epic, and they're just not. We do have a few things from the Go Pass, including a Scyther that is a boosted shiny. If it's going to appear, there we go. Before we see if Daily Adventure Incense is actually going to bring through a Galarian Bird or anything good, few things to note. This weekend, the Saturday, we've got the Hisuian Lilligant Raid Day, which is very, very cool. I'm going to be doing that one in person because it's 3-star raids. Not an amazingly useful Pokemon, I've got to be honest. And we've got the Hisuian Celebration event, as I mentioned earlier, starting tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. But there's a few other bits and pieces, which is the Water Festival starting next Tuesday, the 15th of July. And it brings in yet more raidable only regional Pokemon. Tatsugiri is getting its Pokemon Go debut, and I don't like the fact that it's exactly like Paldean Tauros. It's locked into raids. It's 1-stars this time, but they're regionally obviously split. 3 of them, different colors. Can't be shiny as of yet, but I actually gave the feedback and said, raid locking regional Pokemon, in my view, is completely daft and balmy, because first of all, remote raids means that they're no longer regional anyway, so it's just a raid mon. And you're like, it's just so dead that you only allow it to be eligible for one event. I mean, Paldean Tauros, we haven't seen head and the tail of that since it was introduced in April. Not the best strategy in my view, but before I moan too much, Daily Incense down, back to half an hour, thankfully. Let's go and be disappointed some more. Actually, Litwick, I like a Litwick. Let me know how your Gimmighoul session went with both the 9th anniversary backgrounder ones and whether the regular one today pulled through. Hopefully you're able to get your shinies, and I know a lot of people saying they can't access it at the moment, which is fair enough. I really hope there was a free way that you don't have to have Scarlet or Violet and a Switch to be able to get it, but I'm sure it will become more easily accessible later down the road. But as of now, nobody can get the shiny, so don't feel too bad. While Daily Incense is chugging along and being fairly lackluster, a big thanks as always to every single person who's on the Patreon. You guys who take your support to the next level, helping push this channel and the content on it, are honestly awesome. I'm very humbled always by your support and the fact that you guys take that support to the next level. So each and every one of you are credited here. You do make a huge impact here. It means we can push forward with big events and make things happen and real afterwards. But hey, you guys are epic. Well, not entirely unexpected. 50 Pokemon caught on Daily Incense, all dreadful, no sign of a bird at all. So a bit of a dead run today, but there's one cool thing we want to finish up on. Just going to give a shout out to the 3 Eevees that we caught. Worried About Henry is the festival name, Charlie T was the DJ, and Harriet Jackson, which I need to correct the spelling on, was another DJ we're listening to. But out of the Gimmighoul shinies, they were both pretty terrible, but I think I'm going to hang on to Custom House 777. 0 star, much worse, but I could always lucky trade it with somebody, and I have my eyes on a few people who may have a Shiny Goldengo to their name. We're gonna send this over to Shiny Dex with another 1,000 coins or whatever it was. Anybody was asking, I have been stocking up on the coins for the longest time. We used to have golden lure parties before community days, thanks to Vince and the ambassador program and everything. But Shiny Goldengo is just one of those shiny Pokemon that there's no other real word to describe it apart from the fact it begins in S, ends in T, and it isn't soot. It's awful. It's one of those terrible shinies like Plusle and Gengar and everything, unfortunately, which is a shame because it's one of the later generations. It's Gen 9. It should have a decent shiny, but Gen 9 has quite a few bad shinies in its decks, shall we say. But there you go, that's Shiny Goldengo for you. Not that you can particularly tell. Still need to trade to get 100%, but it ticks off a bit more of Paldea. And actually, don't forget that Sol Galeo joins the raids tomorrow, I believe, at 10 AM your local time. It's the first time you're going to be able to raid the Sun Lion, as it were, and Lunala's going to come later in the month of July, which is very exciting. But thank you very much, everybody who's hit that subscribe button over the course of the years, and if you would like to join them, hit it down below. Stick around for more Pokemon Go content, and don't forget there's plenty of videos from the previous weeks and months of this channel being in its existence. So check out the videos available on the screen for you here, and I hope that I can see you all in the next one tomorrow, chasing some boosted Hisuian shinies and that Hisuian Zorua for the very first time. Don't miss out on it, people. Do take care.